It's freezing. There's a guy down here just been for a swim. I've got enough clothes on to sink a ship and I am frozen. In fact, I've got tears running down my face. They're actually running underneath my glasses. My nose will be joining in a minute. That is absolutely bitter. We've had a thick frost this morning, which is quite unusual. Don't often get frost on the FYLDE coast, but we've had a really thick covering this morning. I've come out to do, oh goodness, a vlog with a view for the weekend. So I thought we'd start off with a bit of live beach combing. So I'm just going to walk up here because this is usually quite good pickings, and then I'll turn around and we'll walk back. But this is the seaside on a freezing cold day in January. Believe me, it is cold. She says, walking into a concrete wall. I just wanted to explore these little bits of wood. So what's the weather like where you are then, folks? Have you had snow and frost this morning? Has it been treacherous? Have you ventured out? Oh goodness, I can't see. Must have been an islander. Oh, hello Andrew. Hello, you're making me cry. It's making me nose run as well. It's frosty in Penwitham, according to Eric. Right, so I think in a minute what I'm going to do, because as you'll see in a second, I'll just turn around and then you can see the cafe is, I was just going to say the cafe's underwater, but the tide's in, as you can see. So I'm going to just walk up here a little way and then I'll turn around and we'll walk back down the length of Rossall Beach, which is going to be better for me. Don't cry. Oh, I've got my sheepskin Liberty bodice on, Eric. In fact, I'm going to pull my scarfy thing up. I had the presence of mind to tuck this underneath my hat at the back. And I don't know whether you've got a poncho for wearing these hoodie things, but they've actually got more reasons than one, because even if you don't put your hood up, they're good for they're good for tying into a knot round your neck, and they make like a little bit of a scarf. So, what have you been doing since I spoke to you on Tuesday? Because it's been bitter. It's been bitter. We had a lovely day on Tuesday, and then it all went downhill from there onwards. So I think what I'm going to do, that person's got a hat on like mine. I reckon they've been to Sainsbury's as well. This was a Sainsbury's 2 special reduced. It does seem like a long time since I went to Sainsbury's. Goodness me. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you what we're looking at, because I've got my trusty plastic bag in my pocket, and we're going to take a look and see what there is to see on the beach, because the pickings have been a little bit slim recently because of all the wind. You've been reading history. Right, I'm going to just turn this round, just 2 seconds. Ta-da! There you go, that's the view. Here is where we had a grind. Hi Andrew. And it's all under the beach, so you can see how much it's moved. It's sort of chopped it out there at the side of the wall. You can see how white it is. And then it's moved it about and built it up. Goodness, I had no idea it was so cold. Well, I did actually, that's not true, because I went to the bin this morning with some rubbish and Kevin had to tell me how to get the lid open. It was absolutely glued shut. There was no opening it. So I thought this afternoon, like I said, I've come out to do a vlog with a view. So I thought that I would do a live video of a really murky grey day at the seaside. Because it's going to be a bit challenging doing videos for the next few weeks. We're going to have a bit of a a bit of a problem with access to places and people and things. So I thought we could intersperse the things that we are doing with walks on the beach and some beachcombing and going back to our roots really, which is where we started last year, is it not? So the tractors that are parked there just before I walk on, they've gone out fishing, and in fact you can see there's a boat there. Let me just zoom in and you'll be able to see it. There's a boat there fishing, and it's been quite, I won't say foggy, but sort of misty this morning. And the sort of sea blends into the horizon when it's like this. It all joins into one. So they've all gone off fishing, although why anybody would want to sit in a fishing boat in a day like this, in weather like this, I do not know. So I'm gonna turn around and we'll walk back this way where there's a bit more. In fact, look, there's still frost on this. That's a piece of driftwood there that's still got frost on it. It's so cold. It's making me snitch run as well. So I've got my wellies on and I'm all wrapped up. I've got my sheepskin Liberty bodice on, as Eric would say. And I thought we'd have a look and see what we can find. And I'll show you what's washed up on the beach today. There's not been as much washing up lately because the beach is the shape that it is at the moment. When it's flatter, you get a lot more washed up in a much wider strand line. That's a nice stone. Look at that one there. That looks like a piece of marble to me. And there's quite a few razor shells and some cockle shells washed up. I need some mussel shells because I'm getting back into my cottages this weekend. I've had Kevin on the chop with his saw at dinner time, cutting the wood up. Get a load of disposable cigarette lighters. I'm not picking anything up today. I've not come equipped for picking up. That's a mussel shell. No, it's not. It's broken. So, there's quite a lot of shells here, all in a little cluster. I wonder why. There's a bird wing there as well. Look at that. You see quite a few birds washed up. I think when there's been storms and things like that, they get washed up and they die, obviously, in the rough weather, and then they get washed up and end up stranding up here. But the sea sounds lovely. It's just so nice, and you get that noise as it moves along the pebbles as well. So I thought I'd share it with you this afternoon because I'd mentioned when we do Brew at 2 next week, I'm going to do a competition. We're going to do a giveaway. So there's going to be I've not picked them out yet, but there's going to be a little bundle of goodies from our Seaside Emporium for one lucky person that's commented and joined in with the live brew. So if you've got to be in it to win it, as they say. And I'd observed when I'd posted that this morning that it's Blue Monday next Monday, and Eric wondered what on earth I was talking about. So for anybody else who's got no idea what Blue Monday is, apparently some nerdy scientists did some number crunching and did some statistics and some working out and took their socks off and counted on the toes and worked out that the third Monday in January is officially the most depressing day of the year. So if you're feeling browned off to the back teeth, as my mother would say, you're not on your own. I think the rest of the world is with you. Aye, mermaid alert. Just a second, I've got my plastic bag flapping, so I'm going to, excuse me if it blows in front of you, there's nothing There's nothing heavy in it yet. Mermaid alert. Mermaid at 12 o'clock. That is what's known as a mermaid's purse. Mermaids don't keep money in their purses. They keep baby fishies in the purses. And in fact, if you got this week's email newsletter, there's an article on that about what you might find on a beach and a strand line. And these are actually the egg cases of skates and rays, so dogfish, catfish, that kind of thing. And you can see the pointy tendril things at the top and the bottom. They hook onto the seaweed underneath the water, and the little baby fish incubates, and then when it's ready it hatches out and swims off, and we get loads of them washed up on this beach. Loads and loads. All different shapes and sizes. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head how many there is, but there's certainly 20 odd different types of egg case that you get washed up. So watch out for the mermaids. You see, mermaids exist. It's such a lovely place, Cleveleys, that even the mermaids come here. What was I talking about then? Before I digress myself. Eric says I've got to give a plug for our Sounds of the Sea playlist. So on our YouTube channel, there are various different playlists. I've tried to sort of separate everything up so that it makes a bit more sense when you're looking for things. So if you're bored this weekend and you've got nothing to do and the television's tripe, you can work your way through them. So they're arranged into Fleetwood and Cleveleys and Blackpool and whatnot. But there's also one called Sounds of the Sea. So my little camera gadget is on a little tripod. Oh, look, the sun's coming out for you. Isn't that lovely? Oh. My little tripod gadget for my camera, it's one of those little gorilla things that you can twiddle its legs so that you can grip it onto railings and whatnot. So on various days when the sea's been especially glorious, I've just put the tripod down and I've just sat there for 5 minutes and videoed the sea. So if you love the sound of the ocean, you can watch that. Hi Andy. You can watch that to your heart's content. Put it on a loop. Ideal for going to sleep too if you're struggling with insomnia. And just sit and breathe deep and meditate to the sounds of the ocean without me waffling over the top of it. I can't remember what I was telling you before I started on about that. It's gone. Anyway, goodness me, look how this beach has moved. We've just been looking at that video that I did. Probably... Eric says, does the ogre have a mermaid harem? Of course he does. Every good ogre's got a harem. Yeah, we were just looking at that video at lunchtime that I did round about Christmas, and astonished at how much this beach has dropped, because normally, you see these steps here, these concrete steps against the sea wall, you never see them. The beach is normally about that high, so that has really, really moved about a lot. So they'll not. It'll be a good job when they get that beach management work started, and it might hold on to what we've got. And I think that was a song, weren't it? Let's hold on to what we've got. I'll not sing it to you. I'm not trying to upset you on a Friday afternoon. I'm heading off this way because I can see a strand line. So this is where we get all the bits, all the interesting bits, all the bits of wood, and not very much washed up today, is there? This is clay. This lumpy looking stuff, there's quite a bit of it that's exposed, and it sometimes washes up in clods, for want of a better way to describe it. And the sub layer of the beach is quite Well, it's clay. Can't call it any other. Oh, I've got to take that one with me. That's a base. Let's put that in my plastic bag, which is all you can see at the moment. In fact, that's a roof. There you go. That's roof material. Let's put that in my bag. Just as a bit of a wiggle while I put this into my bag. I need some spare hands. That's it. I am wrapped up well. I'm wrapped up like a Christmas tree. I've got my hat on and my gloves and my oh, here we go. Beachcombing live with Jane. This is a whelk shell. So that's like a big sea snail, if you like. And you see quite a few of these washed up as well. And that is an egg case. So that lays its eggs, and its eggs look like that, and they fasten that to a rock, and you can see it's got all individual like little cubicles in it, if you would. And they are also known as now then fishermen's sponges, I think is what they call them, because in days gone by, before we all had plastic sponges that were bought in on bargains, fishermen used to use them to get washed. There you go. Every day is a school day. And like I said, there is a page about beach and strand line finds on Visit FYLDE Coast, which has got loads of these things on it. And there's a really good book that you can get as well that's got loads of photographs in it and loads of really interesting stuff about what you find. So what else have we got? Rope. Now then, there's the thing. Can you see that little bit of green rope? In fact, I'm going to take that because that looks like, hello doggy. Oh, hello doggy. Hello doggy. I've got a doggy come to say hello, look. That little bit of rope looks like it's going to go on one of my cottages. It's going on one of my driftwood property developments. But there's loads of rope washes up, and it comes in all kinds of shapes and sizes. There's tiny little bits. There's a bit more there, look, some fishing wire. I would add that all this is thoroughly cleaned and disinfected and bleached before it's used. And a lot of it comes from fishing, from the fishing industry, from fishing boats, that sort of thing. Sorry, I just realised that we were on a bit of an angle. It's not the easiest thing to walk on, is this pebble, because you can see it's on a slope. Excuse me. You can see it's on, well, quite a steep slope actually. And it's what you might call a very uneven surface. I'm trying to hold the camera still and then I don't make you sick. Has anybody got any questions while I'm walking and waffling? Is there anything that you want to know, or anything that you've seen that you want me to tell you what it is? Shout up. I think I can just about manage to read and walk and talk at the same time. There's another patch at the end of the beach here, which is good for driftwood and stuff being collected and sort of washed up together. So I'm heading in that direction. That's a bit of plastic, look. There's loads of unidentifiable plastic comes up, and it comes out of the sea. I reckon our beach cleaners have been out at some point, because there's barely a spot of litter. It's very clean. And the Rossall Beach group have got a team of what we call lone beach cleaners, and obviously all our community events have been cancelled this year because of COVID. I'll tell you what, we'll go down to the edge of the water and we'll go and have a paddle. We'll go see how cold it is. But we do have a group of people who go out under their own steam and litter pick one by one, so they just kind of turn up when they want to. And they've done an absolutely sterling job of keeping this beach clean, because it's been really clean all year. So they need a big pat on the back. Oh, just a minute. Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute. Let's have a look at that one. Oh, that's splitting along the fracture line. The pebbles sort of broken in half. Put that one back. This little dog's not bothered it's cold. He's quite happy enjoying himself. In fact, it looks like a puppy. Dogs love this beach. This is one beach where you can bring dogs all year round. So you can come down here when it's summer and they're banned off all the other beaches. But please, if you do, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Pick your dog muck up, or you'll have me after you. Now then, there's some little birdies up here. I think they might fly when they see these people. But you probably can just about see a white seagull, and round it there are loads of little sanderlins. And you see them now? Wait while they move. The white seagull that's just flown off, can you see the pebbles sort of moving? And then the sanderlins that live here, there's a lot that migrate and come here as part of their annual migratory. Oh, here we go. Whee! Migratory travels. But there's a gang of them. You can tell which ones they are because they're the ones in bother boats. There's a gang of them that live here, and they're always on the seafront. And when the tide comes really up, they go and sit on the sea wall up there and pick bits up that people have dropped. Lovely little things. They seem to be really tame because they just don't bother. They just don't fly off at all. So, question for you. We've got 53 people watching at the moment. Have you enjoyed this impromptu walk along the beach? And do you want me to carry on doing this on days when we're stuck for COVID restrictions and something else to video and to do? Because I do not mind coming out and doing it at all. And frankly, I could do with the exercise. Although I got weight this morning and I've not put weight on, which I fully expected that I would have done. If you want me to come out and do videos, I will. And if you're not bothered, then I won't. And I'm going to carry on doing videos from sort of quiet, interesting places like the Fleetwood ones I've done this week. But obviously there's going to be a limit to how many places I can find that are quiet. So if it's your chance to vote. You're obviously watching it, so you've obviously found it interesting. But let me know what you think. Maybe the internet's disconnected and you're not watching at all. Oh, this is going to get wobbly now because we're back onto the pebbles. Well, I can't get over how little stuff there is washed up. There's usually all kinds of stuff on here. There's usually loads of wood. Weird stuff. Buckets, pots, planks. So this weekend I'm going to get back into my cottages. I've done some other jobs, done some other things, and I've actually quite missed making them. So if you've not seen any, you can have a look at our Seaside Emporium website, and they're online. They're online there. There's a few on. I'm going to make some small ones this weekend. So, I think at that point I'll love you and leave you. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with the third part of our Fleetwood series at the docks. I'm just hoping that this internet's not cut out, because you've been very quiet. You've been very quiet while I've been walking. There's been no comments coming up. So don't forget, if you're watching this on replay, make sure that you've subscribed to Visit FYLDE Coast and hit that little bell for notifications, and then you'll know when we either go live or upload a video. So you have a lovely afternoon, and take care and look after yourself and stay safe from a bitterly cold Cleveleys Beach with a little bit of sunshine. We will see you soon. Bye for now. Bye.